Starting is always the weirdest part.
You just gotta jump into it.
Can't we figure out some, like... well, I guess this would be kind of like the foreplay of the episode.
1 and a 2 and...
Can we get, like, a click track? I'm so used to a drummer just... 1, 2, 3, 4! Welcome to Jedi Dropouts, your weekly geek out. My name is James Moss.
And I am Ryan Taylor. Today we're going to be talking about cartoons from the 90s.
We're going to be giving our top 5 favorite cartoons from the 90s, seeing as that's when we were both children, because we are getting old as shit.
Yeah, I don't want to talk about that.
Yeah, me either.
This one was actually somewhat of a request. Someone inboxed me and asked that we specifically talk about 90s cartoons. And before we get into it, I want to mention the few, I'm not sure if you remember these, that this person name dropped. Do you remember Biker Mice from Mars?
Oh, God, yes.
And Street Sharks?
Yeah.
I fucking... And the Mighty Ducks. Remember...
Ducks Rock! Let's hear it for the Mighty Ducks!
Yeah,
I remember that.
I guess you do, yeah. Fuck, I loved the Mighty Ducks cartoon when I was a kid. I had the action figures, and I actually had a birthday cake.
The only Biker Mice from Mars character whose name I remember is Vinny. I remember there was one who had like half of his face covered in metal. There was one who had like sunglasses on, and there was one that had like a bionic arm.
Was Axel one of them?
Maybe.
I get mixed up in the character names of the Biker Mice from Mars and characters from Streets of Rage.
I was just about to say that.
Because I want to say that like Axel and maybe, I don't know, I can't remember. I feel like one of them's got to start with a Z. Whatever it is. Zeke.
Zeke. Oh my god. Apparently there was a 2006 Biker Mice from Mars.
What?
Yeah.
They brought it back.
Throttle, Moto, and Vinny.
I had all three, and I might have had action figure, like more than one action figure of a mouse. Plus I had a ton of villains. I had the fucking playset of their headquarters. I was obsessed with Biker Mice from Mars.
The only one I had was an action figure of Vinny, actually.
Which one's Vinny? Is he the...
He's the one with the metal plate on his face.
Yeah, he was the white mouse, right?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Throttle was the one with the sunglasses and the bandana.
He was sort of their leader.
Yes.
And then the...
Moto was the one with the bionic arm and the eye patch.
He was the muscle, right?
Yes.
Yeah, there you go. I don't remember a whole lot about Street Sharks.
All I know is that there were 4 of them, and I had a Street Shark action figure where if you pushed on his fin, his mouth opened and...
Was he the big brown one? I don't remember.
No, I had the blue one.
Okay, yeah. Because they all did that, right? And
how the hell did they swim through concrete?
Because science juice. I had 2 of them. I don't remember their names, but was one name like Slammer?
I don't know.
Maybe there's always a muscle character, but there was one that was on rollerblades for some fucking reason, and the actual action figure was on wheels. I had both of those. I remember more about the action figures than the cartoons. Also, this is not
Jab, Streaks, Slamoo, and Ripster.
Yeah, Ripster was the guy on the. Jesus, I almost said wheelbarrows. What the fuck am I thinking? Now, this has nothing to do with the topic of the episode, but Charlotte has decided that I need to try spicy tuna for the first time while recording. I don't like seafood. I've been told this has nothing in common with the taste of seafood. I do like veggie sushi, so I've got a spicy salmon, you said, or is it tuna?
Tuna.
Tuna? Okay. That doesn't change anything for me, I don't think. So this could be fun, or not. Nope. Nope. Not. Nope.
Not digging it?
It's better than regular seafood because at least there's that whole sushi taste. The I don't know. So. I mean, that's a pretty good reaction for me from seafood. Not nearly as comical as you wanted it to be.
No. I was a little disappointed. I thought you were going to retch and flail.
No. Maybe we'll play Bean Boozled sometime. And
that should be a video.
Oh my god, I could retch for just fucking remembering the taste of that shit.
Oh my god. I just did a last minute change to my list because I just thought of something that...
Thought of, aka, you heard me say Street Sharks, and then you remembered how badass they were.
No, I didn't add Street Sharks to my list.
My list is Street Sharks, Biker Mice from Mars, Mighty Ducks,
Bucky O'Hare.
What was another one-off, like 1 or 2 season cartoon with a team of semi-mutants? What else do they do?
Oh my god.
Toxic Avengers?
There you go.
Okay. No, let's jump into it.
Let's get down to this. Do you want to go one of us do our entire list or back and forth?
Let's go back and forth. Why not?
Sure. I'll start.
Okay. No, I'm not liking the aftertaste on that.
Yeah. My number 5, I said Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Nice.
Anyone who knows me knows I'm a fan of TMNT.
Was that still on the air in the 90s?
There's been like 6 or 7 renditions of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle cartoons.
I'm just thinking of the one in the 80s. I don't know how long it ran. Because that would be in my top 5. Fuck it.
Let me see. Well, the first animated series ran from 1987 to 1996.
Well, shit. Okay.
And...
I skipped over that somehow.
Well, I mean, you weren't born until 1990.
Yeah, no, but I mean, when I looked back through the 90s,
I guess where it started in 87.
Yeah. See, I remember watching as a kid, but I didn't know if I was seeing reruns. I've got the fucking...
Well, I was 3 in 1990, so all the episodes of it I watched were new as they were coming out in the 90s.
Mm. So you saw a lot of the weirder shit they started getting into.
Yes.
Which is funny because I got it for Christmas a few years back, the box set in the van.
Mm-hmm.
And the first season, Charlotte is here, and I should probably thank her for the wonderful Christmas gift. And not just mention that someone gave it to me. Thank you, Charlotte. It is an awesome box set. But it's funny, when I was rewatching it, the first season is very straightforward Turtles, and it's what you see in most of the movies. And then the second season just fucking jumps into, like, alternate universes and all this weird kind of shit.
Like Mondo Gecko.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Weird fucking show, but so fucking good.
Yeah, I loved it.
Still
do.
Oh, yeah. I could probably watch that right now.
So could I. Not so much a fan of the newer TMNT. Like, I still like it, but...
I never watched the mid-2000s one.
The newer TMNT animated series.
Oh, the one that started a few years back?
Yeah.
I actually really like that. I watched the...
I can't get into their rendition of Casey Jones.
Okay, that's fair. Yeah. They did Casey Jones a little different.
He was a toothless kid with skull face paint on his mask.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't so much like that.
No, I thought the new one was fun, but it's not the 80s, 90s.
It's not the classic.
No. And what the funniest part to me is the fact that for some reason they characterized all 4 of the turtles as having like the typical California surfer fucking voice.
Yes.
And how everything's, I mean, the sayings were always like the cowabunga, radical, you know, that they always said that, but the fact that they gave them all those completely cartoonish voices, that's better left to just Michelangelo.
Yes.
My number 5 is Dexter's Laboratory.
Oh my god.
I fucking love Dexter's Laboratory.
Dial M for monkey?
Yes, and the fucking Justice Friends.
Yep.
With the, what is it? The
Infragnable Kronk or something? Yeah. Valhalla?
Oh my god. The fucking show.
Major Glory?
I rewatched some of this, a lot of cartoons. I rewatched at least an episode from a lot of cartoons I hadn't seen in a while just to see how well they held up. And Dexter's Lab really fucking holds up.
Yeah?
Yeah. Like, I love the 90s Cartoon Network style stuff. They did a lot of good cartoons at the time. Some of them I actually missed. Johnny Bravo.
Did you ever see Duckman?
Yes, Duckman is kind of fucked up.
Very fucked up. Yeah. Did you have anything else to say on Dexter's Lab?
Dexter's Lab's fucking hilarious, and awesome. I don't know what else to add to it. I mean, like you mentioned Dial M for Monkey. I love that they split it up with these. I mean, a lot of cartoons do that. They split it up with these little mini things that are non-related, but that one did it in a way that like you wanted to see that.
Yeah.
I would turn on Dexter's Lab to see the Justice Friends.
Yes.
Right.
Here's where I think we're going to start seeing a bit of overlap between our lists.
Mm-hmm.
Number 4, I had X-Men.
Yeah.
The X-Men series from the 90s was fantastic. It's still on Netflix. I watched a bit of it last night.
I watched it last week.
Exactly. Like, here it is 2017, and you and I are still watching it.
Yeah, that my main source of superheroes back in the 90s was cartoons and action figures.
Yeah, same.
So, I mean, there's a couple more we're going to mention that they're going to come up. But X-Men, that was my fucking show.
Yeah.
I went crazy again with the action figures. I mean, Wolverine, Gambit, Cyclops. Oh, fuck.
Well, I think that's what got me into comics was the cartoons, because I would watch them Saturday mornings and whatnot, and then I liked them, and then Mom would be out away for work, and she would see the comics of these characters she knew I liked, and she would bring the comics home to me. Yep. For me to read. And that's what got me. I feel
like if I was a few years older, I would have been reading at the time too.
Yeah.
But I mean, what year did X-Men come out? Like, it was really early 90s, wasn't it?
I'm gonna Google this now, but before I get it up, I'm gonna venture a guess at 1993,
maybe.
I'm gonna say 92.
Yeah, I mean, I was 2 or 3 years old. I wasn't gonna read any fucking X-Men comics.
No.
And that's where my first time dealing with a lot of the major X-Men storylines, like Apocalypse, Days of Future Past. That was like my first venture, before even, say, the comics.
'90s. Let me see. X-Men.
And then, like we said in another episode, you had a lot of characters that you don't see.
Yeah. First episode date was Halloween '92.
'92. So, yeah, I was 2 years old.
I was 5.
I'm not guaranteeing I watched it when it first aired, but I was definitely watching the show when it's run before I would have been reading the comics, right?
Yeah. Exactly. Like, by the time the 3rd season of it was there, I was 7 years old, prime time watching Saturday morning cartoons.
Yep.
Grade 2, that's when my parents were really starting to push the whole reading agenda. It's all propaganda. But no.
Okay, I'm going to move on. My number 4. I considered, and I'm thinking maybe this is going to make yours, but we'll see. I considered putting Dragon Ball Z on my top 5. But it got muscled out of the way for Sailor Moon.
Nice. Before you elaborate on the Sailor Moon thing, I did have Dragon Ball Z there, but I did some last minute moving around, and I actually dropped Dragon Ball Z off my list.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Dragon Ball Z was on neither of our lists?
Well, it was like the miscongeniality of my list.
Okay. Yeah.
It was there, but I didn't start watching it until the 2000s.
Yeah.
And so I bumped it for the Ninja Turtles.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah.
Yep.
Sailor Moon.
Dragon Ball Z was a lot of fun when I was a kid. It was one of the first ventures into anime really as a kid. Pokemon obviously was another one, but I don't find Pokemon holds up quite as well for me personally.
No, I've rewatched them recently, and
Ash's voice just fucking goes through me now.
Yeah.
But Sailor Moon was number 1. Kind of like some of the villains they did were actually pretty scary as a kid. Like there were a lot of these weirdly horror villains, and as a kid I had a fucking huge crush on Sailor Mars.
Yeah?
Oh yeah. When I was
What was it about Ray that got you?
What? I don't know, man. That was long. That long black hair. No, but like, I mean, most of the kids at recess wanted to play fucking whatever, cops and robbers, and I swear to God, me and a bunch of girls would play Sailor Moon. And of course I had to be Tuxedo Mask because I was the boy. But I fucking loved that show.
I get that.
I don't hide it. And I watched it not that long ago, and it still holds up. And now I want to rewatch not just that show, but they did the Sailor Moon Crystal a few years back.
Did they?
Yeah, and it's supposed to be more of a more detailed, I think a more proper adaptation of the manga.
Huh.
Okay, what do you got for number 4?
Number 3.
Oh, 3.
So I went first.
Yeah. Fuck. I can't count. don't bring math into this.
Number 3, I had Beavis and Butthead.
Oh, nice. I didn't watch the show a whole lot as a kid, but I used to watch Beavis and Butthead Do America a lot.
Oh my god. I love that movie.
Which is funny because the neighbor was very, very clearly an early Hank Hill.
Yeah. Tom Anderson.
You them kids been whacking off in my trailer.
Whacking off in my tool shed.
Tool shed. Fuck, that was it. Oh, yeah, I haven't seen the actual Beavis and Butthead cartoon that much.
No, I have a few volumes of the Mike Judge collection.
Mike Judge is pretty fucking solid. Whenever, like, I haven't seen a whole lot of Mike Judge I didn't like. Hank of the Hill. Jesus Christ, I need to go to bed. King of the Hill is hilarious. And Office Space is fucking funny as shit, too.
Office Space was great.
You got anything else to add about Beavis and Butthead? Or are you just gonna...
I mean, Beavis and Butthead is right up there for me with Simpsons and South Park.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people don't like Beavis and Butthead because they say it's too stupid and everything else like that, but for me, it was that thing, like, in grade 6, Mom and Dad were like, you're not allowed to watch that, and it's like me sneaking over to a friend's house because their parents would let us watch it, and You were running around with your shirt up over your head, trying to sound like Cornholio. And
yeah.
I loved the shit out of that show when I was younger.
I feel like almost every boy that grew up in the 90s has pulled their shirt over their head and done the Cornholio impression at least once.
At least once.
At least.
I've done it within the last year.
I have trouble getting through an entire weekend without doing a Cornholio impression.
Pretty much any time your shirt gets stuck on your head just a little bit.
Fuck. Okay. You got anything else on that one? Or?
I have nothing else to add on Beavis and Butthead.
My number 3 is fucking Reboot.
See, Reboot was another contender for my list that didn't make the cut.
No?
No. But it's something else I considered. Like, some of the parodies they did when they were in the games.
Mm-hmm. Are we thinking of the same one?
Army of Darkness?
Yeah. Yes. And they even went so far as to use the groovy and everything. Like
Dead Before Dawn.
Yep. I fucking love Reboot. I loved it as a kid, and I hadn't seen it in a very long time. And we rewatched the entire series. I hadn't seen most of season 4. No? I missed that as a kid for some reason. But we rewatched it like last year, and the graphics don't exactly hold up, but it doesn't matter because the content really does. All the jokes still land. It's really fucking this campy, over the top sort of humor. And like you said, great parodies. A lot of pop culture references in there. I briefly had Reboot as my number 1, and then I got a little more realistic. I switched a few things around.
Yeah.
What do you got for number 2?
Number 2, I have Batman the Animated Series.
Nice.
It was so good.
Still easily one of the best Batman adaptations.
It was classic.
Yeah, 100%.
It was dark and like
managed to be dark and brooding, but still had the classic gray.
Yeah,
which is.
And
maybe they should bring back the gray.
Well, the Batman Harley Quinn animated movie that's coming out now is done in that old style, like the 1990s Batman the Animated Series.
It's animated like that?
Yes.
Holy shit.
Same animation style.
When's that coming out?
Very soon.
Okay, I'm in.
It may even be out by the time we release this episode.
Awesome.
They've got Melissa Roach from Big Bang Theory, plays Bernadette, doing the voice of Harley Quinn.
Oh, yeah, that works.
I'll show you the trailer after. I'm not sure how I feel about it.
Okay.
But it could work. It could be fantastic. But
who's voicing Batman?
I believe it. Is it Kevin Conroy?
I hope so.
I hope so.
He's the Batman.
Batman and Harley Quinn. Let me see. And there is going to be Nightwing in it.
Oh yeah?
Yes.
I need to watch more of those.
Yeah, it is Kevin Conroy as Batman.
Awesome.
John DiMaggio is doing a voice in it, who is the voice of Bender from Futurama, as well as many, 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 many things.
Jake for Adventure Time, which is very much the same voice.
Yes.
It's like if Bender just didn't talk about hookers and beer.
Yeah, there's a bunch of great voice actors in this. Lauren Lester as Nightwing Dick Grayson again. Paget Brewster as Poison Ivy.
Okay.
Yeah. No, it
sounds good to me.
It has my money already.
Yep.
It has to be Batman.
Yeah.
And it has my money, but I'm very much looking forward to it.
My number 2, Powerpuff Girls.
Sticking with that Cartoon Network.
I fucking love Cartoon Network.
Cartoon Network was great.
And I rewatched an episode of Dexter's Lab, and I thought, this is fucking hilarious. I need, it holds up. And then I rewatched an episode of Powerpuff Girls, and instead of moving on to the next cartoon, I just watched more Powerpuff Girls, and I'm considering watching the whole series now.
Really?
I did like Dexter's Lab more when I was younger, but as for right now, I could watch Powerpuff Girls. It's fucking hilarious. It doesn't get mentioned in the same way that a lot of superhero cartoons get mentioned, but I feel like it doesn't get the praise it deserves in the superhero genre, because the parody is so fucking perfect, and they've got some of the best voice actors of all time working on one show. I mean, fucking Tom Kenny is in there, Tara Strong is in there, who else is there? Tom Kenny, Tara Strong, there's another big one, D. Bradley Baker, who all went on to be some of the biggest voice actors of all time, right?
Yeah.
And it's just such a fucking funny show. And they have a new one now, and I even sat down and I'm just sitting at home and flicking through the channels, and I'm like, Powerpuff Girls, okay, sure. And I watched that one, and it holds up. It obviously holds up. It's brand new. Fuck. It is. It seems like it's on par with the classic. What's your number 1? Is it exactly what I think it is?
What do you think it is?
Spider-Man?
Yes, sir.
Before you even get into Spider-Man, I'm just going to tell you, my number 1 was a 3-way tie between X-Men, Spider-Man, and Batman. I tried to list the pros and cons of every single show and figure out which one I actually liked more. And I cannot come up with any order. I can't figure out how to put either one ahead of or behind the other, because those 3 shows define the 90s for me. That's my fucking childhood, right?
Yeah. You know what really kind of put the Spider-Man series above the others for me? The Secret Wars bit, where they had members of the X-Men there.
Yeah, that's a good point.
And Fantastic Four, and...
You got a point there.
That's kind of what propelled Spider-Man above the others for me. Plus the multiverse stuff that they did with like Scarlet Spider and Armored Spider-Man. And
they had a lot of fucking weird ass Spider-Man in there.
Yeah.
Spider-Men.
Yes. But I loved it. It was great. They gave so many different rogues from Spider-Man airtime.
Mm-hmm.
And it wasn't just the same one over and over and over and over. And I loved it. It was great.
Where did you rank X-Men again?
Number 4.
Number 4. So almost your top 3. So what we're saying is all the best 90s cartoons for the superhero.
Except for Beavis and Butthead.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
Every time I decided on one, I said, okay, Spider-Man's my favorite. Like, Batman would be nagging at the back of my head, like, oh, don't you remember me? I cannot choose one. I think I'd need to rewatch it all and just see which one I'm more into as of right now, but it's been a while. No, actually, I think I have watched all, well, not the entire shows, but I've watched at least a little bit of each recently. So I think that we'll end it there.
Yeah, I think that was a pretty good discussion of the nerdy shit from our childhood.
Mm-hmm.
That I would just sit there and dummy an entire box of cereal while watching in a single sitting.
They're corn pops for me.
Lucky Charms.
Yeah, here you go. I used to... Mom would buy me Lucky Charms because I just ate the marshmallows.
But yeah.
There were a couple cartoons I wanted to find a place to mention because I remembered that they existed, but I haven't seen them in so long. Like fucking Freakazoid.
Freakazoid was great.
The Tick.
The Tick. Did you ever see the first season of The Tick? It was live action.
Yeah. Are they considered the same show, or are they?
I believe so.
Fox.
Patrick Warburton and...
Did you see that they're doing a new Tick?
I did not.
It's coming out in August. And the pilot is available. I haven't watched it yet. Amazon's doing it. Peter Serafinowicz.
Okay.
He plays Sean's roommate in Shaun of the Dead. That's where I know him best.
Okay.
And
that dick.
Yeah. Pete. Yeah. And he is one of the Nova Corps in Guardians.
He is.
The guy, what a bunch of a-holes, right? You know, the classic, the line from the trailer, the first one, right? So yeah, he's the new Tick.
Nice.
And it looks pretty good. I've only seen like a trailer and a couple shots, but...
You know what I'm surprised neither of us mentioned? Animaniacs.
Yeah. Animaniacs. Like, I haven't seen it in so long, and all I remember now is that really fucking awful joke that they put in there. Not just very dirty joke. They something about fingerprints, and they actually had prints in there, and Dot says no thank you. And it's just like, whoa, you just put that in a children's cartoon. That's in there. They did that. They went,
song with all the countries of the world. That was...
I can't remember that very well. It's been a long time since I've seen Animaniacs.
But
yeah, we could do another episode.
Here I go again saying "but yeah" every time I hit a lull.
Just
nerves.
Take away the comma and add an exclamation point as if you're really excited about bums. But yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah. You should get that on a t-shirt.
There we go. First round of Jedi Dropouts merch. Not going to have our name or any kind of logo. It's just going to have "but yeah." BUTT. Yeah.
Yeah, you can get a "but yeah" shirt, and I'll get a Science Juice shirt.
All right, sounds good.
Okay, let's call it a day on that one.
Yeah, I think we've ran this episode into the ground.
Thank you for tuning in to Jedi Dropouts. You can check us out where the fuck you want to check us out. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, our website, www.jedidropouts.podbean.com. Find us on iTunes. You can find us down at the Valley Mall, smoking darts. Sometimes we're sitting around Tim Hortons.
Flattening boys.
And if none of those work, you can always find us on a Saturday night at the Legion.
Yep.
Not like the X-Men character.
I don't call him old, I call him experienced. That's where life gets you if you drop out, kids.
Speaking of which...
We've been Jedi Dropouts.
Thank you for dropping by.
Something drop out.
And drop it like it's hot.